Mark Harmon and Pam Dauber defied Hollywood's expectations by maintaining a solid and discreet marriage for over 30 years. These two have stayed incredibly strong, even though many famous relationships break down in the spotlight. What's their secret, though? Pam Dauber finally shared the startling truth about their enduring love and 37-year journey. Their tale is truly amazing, from their chance encounter to the sacrifices they made for one another. What's held them together throughout the years then? Join us as we reveal the little-known facts about Mark Harmon and Pam Dauber's remarkable union. Their 37-year marriage. How have Mark Harmon and Pam Dauber maintained a solid marriage for over 30 years? Dauber says their secret is straightforward: respect for one another and privacy. Unlike many Hollywood couples, they stay out of the spotlight regarding their relationship. Dauber once emphasized how much they value their peaceful existence together by saying, "We're not trying to prove anything." Since they prioritize family over celebrity, their marriage is based on shared ideals. Harmon even declined a big-budget movie job to be there for his kids. Their tale uniquely illustrates a Hollywood romance that endures despite celebrity demands. Before the fame. Mark Harmon had a completely different existence before he became well-known on NCIS. Growing up in a prominent household, he could have easily pursued entertainment from the beginning. Instead, he held several manual labor positions, such as carpentry. His NCIS character, carpentry enthusiast Leroy Jethro Gibbs, gradually incorporated elements of his blue-collar background. He worked in detailing during his formative years and even contemplated a career in advertising or law. However, he discovered acting was his vocation after taking on a few tiny acting roles, such as one on Ozzy's Girls in 1973. His hard work and perseverance were evident in the length of time it took him to become famous. Mark's father, Tom. Tom Harmon, Mark Harmon's father, was a legendary figure in his own right. One of the best college football players, Old 98, won the Heisman Trophy in 1940 while playing for the University of Michigan. He briefly played for the Los Angeles Rams in the NFL because of his success before turning to acting and sports broadcasting. Mark, who admired his father's work ethic and discipline, was significantly impacted by Tom's imposing presence. Despite his father's athletic heritage, Mark decided to pursue a different career route and made a reputation for himself in Hollywood. However, his potent, disciplined on-screen personas reflect his father's influence. Like father, like son. Given that Mark's father played football, it would seem inevitable that he would try the game. He performed so well in high school that he was offered spots on several prestigious collegiate football teams. While UCLA struggled to last place in the Pac-8, he picked UCLA over Oklahoma, who would eventually finish in second place. Nevertheless, he won the All-Around Excellence Award from the National Football Foundation in his senior year. His first career path. Harmon earned a communications degree with honors from the University of California, Los Angeles, or UCLA, in 1974. He started working in advertising and even thought about going into law. He was a director of merchandising until his passions pulled him into performing. Following his enthusiasm, he quickly secured appearances, including a Kellogg's commercial in which he co-starred with his father. His mother, Elise. Speaking of fame, Elise Knox was Harmon's mother, a lovely actress, model, and fashion designer. In 1942, Knox starred in her first major motion picture, The Mummy's Tomb. Knox met Tom Hardy when she appeared on Bing Crosby's radio program. Tom's World War II parachute was used to make her silk wedding gown when they were married in 1944. His sister, Kelly. Not only did Mark Harmon's parents work in entertainment, but his sisters also made television appearances. Kelly Harmon, his sister, is most recognized for her roles in One Day at a Time, Chips, Battlestar Galactica, and Bay City Blues. She pursued a profession in interior design and now runs her own Los Angeles-based business. His sister, Kristen. Mark's sister, Kristen, was married to musician and actor Ricky Nelson and briefly worked as a model and actress. After having 4 kids, the couple went through a highly acrimonious divorce. After that, she wed Mark Tinker, who supported her artistic ambitions. Jackie Kennedy and Mia Farrow bought her paintings, which were highly sought after. The custody battle. But in 1987, things turned sour when Sam, Mark's nephew and Kristen's son, called his mother a dragon and said her mood swings made her a lousy parent. Additionally, he said that she prevented him from seeing his siblings. After that, Mark petitioned for custody of Sam, but he later withdrew his bid. He's gonna make it after all. Harmon got a few cameos on well-known TV series in the mid to late 70s, such as Laverne and Shirley, Della Vecchio, and the Hardy Boys/Nancy Drew mysteries. Even though Harmon only had minor parts in them, he would go on to become a massive star, possibly even more well-known than the performers from the shows he first appeared in as a guest star. His big break. Harmon didn't have much success until the 1980s, despite having started his acting career in the 1970s. He co-starred with actress Morgan Fairchild, who played his wife, in the 1981 soap opera Flamingo Road. Despite having high ratings, the show was canceled after just 2 seasons. After Flamingo Road. Following Flamingo Road's unfortunate cancellation, Harmon played Dr. Robert Caldwell in St. Elsewhere in 1983. Later, he portrayed Ted Bundy in the 1986 television movie The Deliberate Stranger. By this time, Harmon was quite successful and had little trouble getting roles in films and television series. People's 1986 Man. Young actors can use external acclaim as a gauge to determine whether they've made it or not. For example, People magazine names an actor the sexiest man alive every year. Harmon was called the sexiest man alive in 1986, which undoubtedly cemented his reputation. His rise to stardom. After a while, Harmon became well-known and starred in The West Wing, Chicago Hope, and Reasonable Doubts. He started playing the renowned character of Leroy Jethro Gibbs on NCIS in 2003 and has remained a cast member ever since. His disappointing film career. This was insufficient, even though Harmon had little trouble landing prominent movie roles. His cinematic career never really took off for some reason. In 1989, he starred in the poorly received movie Worth Winning. He then went back to acting in TV shows. His wife was by his side the entire time. Dauber's career. Dauber began her career as a model, although she's best recognized as an actress. She was born in Detroit, Michigan in 1951. She appeared in fashion shows in Detroit shortly after graduating from high school and at a few auto trade shows. College on the back burner. Following high school graduation, Dauber began attending Oakland Community College and modeling. She had intended to continue to a 4-year institution, but this would never happen. While traveling to New York City with a friend, her life would take a permanent turn. Her modeling career. Dauber seized the chance to meet with modeling agencies in New York City. She soon received a contract offer from the renowned Wilhelmina Modeling Agency. Officially, Dauber's modeling career had taken off. A career change. Soon after, Dauber was compensated handsomely for her appearances in numerous magazine advertisements. She soon discovered that she was experimenting with TV ads, which interested her in pursuing a different line of work. Soon, she would make a decision that would impact her life for the rest of it. The soon actress. Dauber fell in love with acting after experiencing it for the first time. She practiced her vocal skills and enrolled in acting classes. She decided to give this her all attention, which would soon pay off. Her big break. Dauber quickly secured a prominent part in the theater play Sweet Adeline, performed at Connecticut's Goodspeed Opera House. A TV producer saw her at one of these performances and asked her to try out for a part on the television program Tabitha. Despite losing the part, she would go on to play a pivotal role in Mork and Mindy. Her time at the top. The famous sitcom aired from 1978 to 1982 brought instant stardom to Dauber and Robin Williams, an unknown co-star. Following Mork and Mindy, Dauber played a significant character in My Sister Sam until 1988. Dauber made the intriguing choice to leave the spotlight after this program concluded. Williams as a co-worker. According to Dauber, working with Williams has been a great experience. She only had trouble maintaining her composure when he was making jokes. Additionally, the show's executives pressed her to sexualize her role more, something she opposed. She effectively retaliated, and Williams gave her full backing. Finding love. She was now married, which was the reason she decided to quit acting. Sean, their first kid, was born in 1988 after she and Harmon were married in 1987. Dauber chose to put her family first and quit her job. In 1992, Ty, their second son, was born. Dauber finally opened up about her marriage 30 years later. Putting family first. Dauber described how she and Harmon make things work in an Entertainment Tonight interview. She claimed that the marriage had endured because she put her family first. "I don't think two people can stay married and work in show business all the time," she remarked. Taking a step back. She said leaving Hollywood was not a significant sacrifice because she'd already accomplished many of her ambitions. "I was in a #1 show," she clarified. "I made a deal for myself. I had the opportunity to perform on Broadway. I was able to perform in a musical. I got to perform voices from cartoons. I accomplished everything I could in this industry, but I decided I wouldn't pursue stardom after having kids." Taking motherhood seriously. She revealed her desire to be involved in her children's life. "I wanted to drive my kids to school," she continued. "I fulfilled my desire to attend their birthday celebrations, present cupcakes and donuts, and participate in school festivals. It was a different life back then, and I was thrilled to get the opportunity to teach their painting class." Keeping things private. Given how secretive the two are about their relationship, it was unexpected that Dauber stepped out and talked candidly about their marriage. She said that this helped them succeed. Dauber says this is for the best, and she dislikes it when celebrities divulge too many personal facts. No magazines here. Dauber knows Harmon, and she was viewed as an it pair. She didn't let that bother her, though. "Observe that we're not featured in the periodicals. Real life is what happened after you're married. I'm sorry, and to plaster your kids, I oppose that." Keeping it under wraps. There's nothing new about Dauber and Harmon's existence on keeping their private lives private. For most of their marriage, they had tried to keep quiet about their relationship. "We're not trying to keep something secret, but if you don't want it exploited by the press, you have to," she stated in an interview in 1987. The reason behind staying private. Harmon told an anecdote in an interview that likely clarifies his and his wife's desire to avoid the limelight. He said, "My alarm went off and I went outside with a loaded gun in response to the question of whether a fan had become overzealous. I heard footsteps coming down the house's side. With a revolver aimed at this girl's forehead, I darted around the corner. In the moonlight, I stand there nude. I sleep with nothing on. 'You do live here,' she said. That struck me as a little odd. She went, but in my opinion, that's over the line." Unlucky in love. In the same 1987 interview, Dauber acknowledged that she had a lot of misfortune in her relationship before meeting Harmon. Before meeting and falling in love with her husband, she claimed to have had a bad love affair here and there. A mutual friend organized a social gathering where the two met in 1986. Done with actors. Almost. The most bizarre aspect of Dauber and Harmon's narrative is how almost nothing happened. In truth, Dauber had decided to abstain from dating actors after countless failed relationship attempts. Fortunately, though, she decided to defy her rule and try Harmon. The rest is history. Keeping things small. As we know, Dauber and Harmon prioritize their privacy above everything else. Consequently, it makes sense that the couple chose to hold a small wedding in 1987, inviting just their closest friends and family members. Despite this, they've recently been more forthcoming about their relationship. The homebodies. The fact that the couple and their two sons genuinely love being at home is one factor that makes maintaining a low profile difficult for them. In a 2017 TV Insider interview, Harmon acknowledged that it's not even a choice. We are who we are. We remain at home a lot. Understandably, these inherently homebodies would prefer to remain anonymous. Not into social media. Harmon and Dauber don't have any social media accounts, which is another reason for their low profile. "I'm not a Facebook or Twitter guy," Harmon stated. "That doesn't appeal to our sons either. There's still a portion of this industry that's simply not natural, even though Pam and I have both benefited from it. Their sons. The couple's sons appear to have also fallen for the acting fad and are imitating their parents. Sean, their eldest son, has appeared in several NCIS episodes and even portrayed a younger version of his father. Dauber said that her sons don't follow her work, even though the family supports each other's endeavors. Seeing double. Although it's normal for children to look like their parents, Sean, the son of Harmon and Dauber, is a younger version of his father. It felt logical for Sean to portray a younger version of his father on NCIS because the two look so alike. It's strange how much Sean looks like a young Mark Harmon. They don't watch Mom's work. My kids have never seen anything I've done, she told Entertainment Tonight. I'm just their mother. What I did doesn't matter to them. They take their work seriously. In the end, Dauber merely wants to be a supporting mother to her sons. They want their parents to be interested in what they're doing. The stress of celebrity parents. Dauber wanted to be encouraging, but she was also worried about her sons having famous parents. She didn't want them to go through that with both parents because she acknowledged that they had to cope with Harmon's celebrity. Their father is already iconic enough for two boys, she stated. I'm just the mother. The dream couple. Dauber and Harmon's union is incredibly remarkable by the norms of celebrity marriage. Fans quickly offered support as Dauber provided facts about how she maintains a successful marriage. One fan wrote, "My ideal couple is Pam and Mark. Together they look stunning. I think they would make a fantastic Hollywood couple who are being honest." Relationship goals. Fans are swooning over the two who are having a serious relationship. Mark is my favorite actor, and it's great that Mark and Pam have such a lovely relationship, another admirer commented. Another fan wrote, Mark Harmon always kept his family away from his acting work. I love you guys. That's worth it. Work and lead a life free from press-related hassles. She continued some work. Despite always prioritizing her family, Dauber has contributed to several projects. She appeared with Robin Williams, a former co-star of Mork and Mindy, on an episode of his show The Crazy Ones in 2014. Later that year, Williams passed away, and Dauber sobbed when talking about her departed buddy in an Entertainment Tonight interview. The Odd Couple. I hadn't seen Robin in 20 years, she stated of her most recent collaboration with Williams. I wanted to be with Robin. Therefore, I did that episode. I was hoping to see Robin. It was a present. That was such a blessing. She also appeared in an episode of The Odd Couple honoring Gary Marshall, the creator of Mork and Mindy, who died in 2016. A special guy. Even though NCIS is now in its 16th season, Harmon continues to shine in his position. Pam has supported his lengthy career and stayed by his side through it all. Dauber even said in an interview with InStyle that he's one of those guys who makes you say, they don't make them like that anymore. The two are still happily in love. A later love. There is no denying that the two are each other's true loves. In actuality, though, their romance started somewhat later in life. Harmon has said that their age, having married at the age of 35, is a contributing factor in their marriage's success. A mature marriage. In a 2019 interview with People magazine, Harmon talked candidly about his connection with Dauber. We were both in our 30s when we got married, so hopefully the stupid stuff we did earlier, he explained, believing that meeting later in life was beneficial. I think that's the closest thing that I have to the key. Not always seeing eye to eye. Although it would be simple to assume that these two are the perfect match, they're only human and, like other couples, argue occasionally. Harmon, however, has stated that he thinks their relationship benefits significantly from having different viewpoints. Indeed, he disclosed that Dauber disagreed with one of his most important choices. Summer School. Harmon was offered a role in the 1987 movie Summer School. He played a teacher who had to help kids get ready for a big test while teaching at summer school. Dauber initially opposed Harmon's casting, but the Carl Reiner movie was a triumph. Working with Carl Reiner. Harmon was thrilled about collaborating with Reiner despite Dauber's opposition. I wanted to do it just because I was excited to work with Carl Reiner. Harmon stated in an interview with People. "For me, that changed everything. I thought, he thinks I can do this?" which was very significant. Against her wishes. Even though he ultimately deviated from Dauber's wishes, he believes that their divergent viewpoints work to their advantage. They remain balanced because of their variances. "We generally don't like the same thing, and that's been healthy for us, actually," he stated. He opens up. Harmon and Dauber don't want to talk openly and honestly about their personal life, but lately they've opened up to share some information that we wouldn't have otherwise. For instance, Harmon revealed a fascinating fact about what he occasionally wears in place of his wedding band. His other ring. Harmon occasionally dons a different ring, a strange family relic shaped like an eagle's head. The ring's precise origin is unknown, though. "We believe it was my grandfather's because it was in a box of things that my dad left," Harmon explained in an interview with People magazine. Keeping the ring on. Harmon stated that he must always wear a ring on his finger, even though he occasionally switches up the one he wears. He frequently has to remove the ring to fit his character while filming, but he puts it back on right away as soon as he's finished. Proud of his woman. Harmon has revealed why he thinks wearing his ring is crucial. "I wear it, or a few others I have, because when I'm not shooting, I'd like to make sure I have something on my ring finger because I'm proud to be married, and I'm proud of who I'm married to," he stated in an interview with People. "I'm so proud of her." Mark on the big screen. Mark ventured away from the TV screen and appeared on the big screen in 2003. He was cast as Jamie Lee Curtis's companion in the Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis remake of the comedy Freaky Friday. Here, Mark met a younger audience of moviegoers who came to see Lindsay Lohan, who was then a teenage idol. The West Wing. Simon Donovan, the Secret Service special agent on the critically acclaimed television series The West Wing, is one of Mark's most notable roles. He overcame his prior typecasting as a character actor, and in 2002 his portrayal of the four-part storyline even got him an Emmy nod. Mark's time on stage. Harmon has performed in theater plays and in front of cameras. He performed on stage at the Cast Theater in Los Angeles in the films Wrestlers and The Wager. He even co-starred with Dauber in the Love Letters production. Branching out from acting. Harmon decided to pursue a career outside of acting 5 years after he began playing Leroy Jethro Gibbs on NCIS in 2003. In 2008, Harmon tried his hand at producing the show and portraying Gibbs. Harmon also served as an executive producer. What a gifted man! Mark, the director. His ambition to work as an executive producer and producer may stem from past experiences expanding out. Harmon was allowed to direct 2 Chicago Hope episodes in 1999 and 2000. He then helmed 2 Boston Public programs in 2002. Is there anything that Mark is incapable of? His other interests. Harmon became a co-owner of the San Bernardino Spirit, a minor league baseball team, in 1998, possibly due to his father's athleticism. Ken Griffey Jr. played for the squad that season before joining the Seattle Mariners. Later, Mark had the opportunity to film a scene from his movie Stealing Home on the team's field. Recognition for Harmon. Harmon's efforts paid off after working in the industry for decades. On October 1, 2012, one of the most significant accolades an entertainer can earn was bestowed on Mark. On the Hollywood Walk of Fame, he was given a star. His star was added to the list of well-known stars that line Hollywood Boulevard as the 2,482nd. His production company. After years of performing in stage, film, and television productions, Harmon decided to pursue a different path. In 2014, he launched his production firm. The Wings business produced NCIS New Orleans. Trouble began. Actress Pauly Peretti tweeted, "No, I am not coming back," after accusing Harmon of mistreating her on the set of NCIS. "Never. Stop asking, please. I have a new program that's both happy and safe. You'll adore it. I love you all. #HappyPlace." Harmon has refuted these charges. Her theory. Peretti said that after she complained about his dog being on the program set, Harmon body-checked her, which led to the dog being banned from the production. She thought he was angry with her and intended to avenge her. After the incident, she quit NCIS and went on work for CBS. What the network said. Later, CBS released the following statement. Polly Peretti had an amazing run on NCIS, and we will all miss her. Polly approached us more than a year ago with a problem at work. We collaborated with her to find a solution since we took the situation seriously. We're dedicated to providing a safe working environment on all of our shows. His fans speak out. Nevertheless, Harmon's supporters rallied around him despite everything. In response to Peretti's inflammatory tweet, one fan wrote, "Your absurd lies won't change the fact that millions of us adore Mark Harmon. You're distorting the facts. You're accusing him of murder after his dog bit someone. Dogs are fallible. After that, he had the dog leashed. Dogs are members of the family. The issue is not Mark Harmon. Polly is who you are." His wife's support. Although we may never learn the truth about what transpired behind the scenes of NCIS, we know that Harmon's wife supported him during the entire complex situation. This was no exception, as she'd been by his side for 30 years. Mark, the hero. When an automobile accident occurred outside Mark's Brentwood home in 1996, he was thrust into a horrifying circumstance. The passenger was stuck inside the burning automobile while the driver managed to flee. Using a sledgehammer he'd grabbed from his garage, Harmon broke into the car and rescued the teenage lad who was trapped in the flames. If you've watched the video till here, that means you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications bell icon